I'm going to show you how it works. So let's say I've got this data warehouse and a chat comes in from the CEO. He says he wants to visit a city with the fastest growing sales for our black and orange tape. Can you show me the month over month sales and how that compares to growth from other products? So that's a pretty typical question that a CEO would have for an engineer. What I need to do is connect to the DB, write some queries, visualize the results, and send that back over to the CEO so we can plan his trip. But instead of doing all that manual work, I'm going to ask Claude to do it. I can see that I've got MS SQL MCP tools installed. So Claude should be able to go through this MCP server and query the database and ask questions. I'm going to be real lazy and just copy this message into Claude and see what it can do. So it says, be happy to do this, examine some tables. So it's doing some things, doing some more things, getting some errors, getting some answers. Okay, now it looks like it's writing some code. You can see it's HTML. It's got some data in there that it's stuck in the page. There you go. It just made this dashboard based on the answers. Looks like it refreshed it. There we go. So it just made this dashboard without anything other than that question and a connection to the database. So I can see black and orange sales analysis. Looks like it looked at 2 years of data, which seems like the amount that I have in the DB. Total sales revenue, 4.5 million. Top performing city, Abbotsburg, North Carolina. City with sales, total products sold. Top cities with total sales. That's not really what I asked it, though. I asked it, who is the fastest growing city? Looks like there's more than one black orange tape product. So that'd be something to clarify. Fragile, handle care, this way up, glass care. Top 15 cities, looks like it gave us total sales, units sold, active units, growth potential. So that's interesting. Now at the bottom here, this is really cool. So it recommended a city to visit. So it actually answered my question using all of the info that it gathered. Based on my analysis, I recommend visiting Volmar, Colorado. While it ranks 4th in total sales, $10,819, it achieved this performance in only 9 active months compared to other cities that had been 10 to 14 months of activity. So that is more in line with the question that I asked. How fast are these cities growing? Or how fast are sales growing for this product in these cities? So it says this suggests very strong monthly performance and concentrated growth, making it an excellent candidate for a business visit to understand what is driving their success and potentially replicate it in other markets. Alternative recommendations, Abbotsburg, North Carolina leads in total sales and has a consistent 14-month activity representing the most established market for this tape product. So that is really interesting. It gave me the recommendation that I asked for, the fastest growing market for this product. And it also gave me an alternative, just top performing city for these products. Again, this was just the first time I prompted this. It wrote this dashboard after querying the database. So I've been around for the growth of these data warehouses that are meant to democratize data across business departments, but you still need someone who knows how to write SQL and someone who knows how to dashboard in Tableau or set up JavaScript dashboards. So the ability to get this result without using those skills is really interesting. The biggest question I have, though, is this information correct? Like, did it actually go get this from the DB and report the actual numbers that exist out there? So that's what I'm going to check. All right, I took a look at the DB and took some notes. I compared what I'm seeing in there and what Claude is showing me in this dashboard. I actually had Claude spit out all of the SQL code that it generated so that I could inspect it and run it myself and see exactly what it saw through its analysis. The first thing that I like is the data quality. So the numbers in the database match what I see in the dashboard. That's great because data quality and trust is going to be really important when we start using this kind of AI agent. I'm also really impressed with its ability to reason and work through a problem in the same way that a human would. It showed me that it looked at the products first and built out context for what it sees in the database, and then step by step built out this analysis comparing results from cities using their individual sales figures. The coding abilities are getting really good. Granted, this is a sample database with lots of well-defined relationships, so joining dimension and fact tables is kind of a layup, but for a human, that work can be tedious and sometimes kind of boring, so I see this as a big win. But there is an issue with Claude's analysis. It got the wrong answer. While yes, the DB shows that Belmar, Colorado has the highest concentration of growth in the 9 months that it had sales, those 9 months were not 9 consecutive months of sales. In fact, it was 9 individual months spread out over the course of 2 years. Sales in Belmar also stopped in May of 2015, and we have an entire year of sales data in the DB after that, showing no sales at Belmar. So I gave Claude another chance explaining why Belmar is the wrong answer. This time it chose Fieldbrook, California, which is a much better choice. Fieldbrook has consistent sales all the way up to the end of our data, and I would say it shows promise for growth. In conclusion, if we can find a way to build some trust, this technology has the potential to make a huge impact. It didn't hallucinate and it didn't make anything up, but it did kind of twist some facts and presented a case for visiting a city in a dead market. In AI's defense, this is just one model running on a pretty bare prompt, but these models are getting better, so I plan to keep testing them. Let me know what you think about this.